Now, a Syrian family has moved into a cottage in the grounds of the Archbishop of Canterbury's London residence, Lambeth Palace, the launch of a new scheme encouraging faith groups and charities to help resettle refugees in the UK. The Home Secretary, Amber Rudd, called it a groundbreaking development to bring communities together and support traumatised families. But is it shifting the responsibility onto volunteers rather than cash-strapped local authorities? Fatima Manji reports.
This family, like so many, enjoyed the sun with a kickabout in the park today. Their laughter hides the trauma of a journey they've made and the tragedy unfolding in the country they've left behind. Syrian refugees who've been in the UK for less than 3 weeks. As they settle in, the charity helping them thinks it's better for them not to be identified. The grounds of Lambeth Palace are also now home to one refugee family. Keen to protect their privacy too, their host, the Archbishop of Canterbury, invited the Home Secretary to meet them today, away from the cameras, as she launched a new scheme to support community groups who want to take in Syrians. But this scheme only includes hosting 20,000 refugees over 5 years, something the government has already committed to. The head of Oxfam has described numbers that we take in the UK as shameful. It is just 0.9% of the population. Do you think there is a strong case for taking more refugees than the 20,000?
I think that 20,000 is a significant number, and we are doing our best to make sure that we do deliver on that. We're not going to rush it. We have to do it in a way that doesn't compromise security, as we discussed earlier, and has high standards for people who come here, which is what we want for people who live here. But let's not forget, that's not all the government is doing. We are also the second largest bilateral donor to the refugee camps, which need our aid.
The government also denies it's palming off responsibility from cash-strapped local authorities onto community groups.
Right, so Ben, what we're trying to do today is help the ladies order some more halal meat.
In Shropshire, Jules Payne, a volunteer for Refugee Action, is already helping welcome Syrians with the practicalities of shopping for food, learning English and anything else for life in Britain.
It's been inspiring, uplifting, humbling, enormously humbling actually, to have spent time with the families and spending time with the children. You know, they are this tag of refugees. They're human beings like us.
Jules says she hopes the government programme is properly resourced to support volunteers. Sentiments shared by Justin Welby. He's also worried about heightened anti-immigrant rhetoric in the country.
We're deeply, deeply concerned by that. It is a really serious problem in some parts of the country, in some areas. I think what we'd want to say is find again the confidence in this country that has enabled to do this so often, us to do this so often before and so well.
One Syrian refugee welcomes the scheme but thinks the government must go further. Hassan Akkad has been in London for 5 months.
2 years ago, I thought the conflict will end soon and everyone's going to go back. But I feel like now there's no solution on the horizon. It's getting worse and worse, and more countries are intervening, which is making things a lot more complicated in Syria.
Though many hope to return one day, for now an entire generation of Syrians will grow up not knowing their homeland.